There is a truth you were never prepared to confront. A truth so immense, so absolute, so unsettling that humanity buried it under myths, symbols, and metaphors. You were taught to believe that time unfolds in a straight line, as predictable as the ticking of a clock, as innocent as the moving shadows on a wall. Yet your life has always whispered otherwise. There are moments when events seem rehearsed, when choices feel pre-decided, when déjà vu wraps around you like the echo of something already lived. Imagine your existence as a house with 3 floors. You only see the middle level, the present. Below it lies the basement, the past, heavy with memory and consequence. Above it lies the attic, the future, where lightning-fast versions of you walk ahead, test paths, collapse possibilities, and return to whisper what they discovered. You never see these versions, but you feel them. Every instinct, every sudden certainty, every inexplicable pull toward or away from something comes from that hidden upper floor. Jean-Pierre Garnier Malet gave this forgotten structure a name: the law of time. Modern physics provided the scaffolding: relativity, proper time, layered timelines moving at different speeds. And the Bible encoded it in a single declaration spoken not as poetry but as truth. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, occupying the same eternal moment. What if your future is not a destination, but a force pressing into your present? What if your present is not a neutral stage, but a choice extracted from thousands of futures your double has already walked through? And what if intuition, synchronicity, and destiny are not mysteries, but messages from the part of you that already knows the outcome? Tonight, you will not learn about time. You will meet the architecture that has always shaped your life.
There is a truth you were never prepared to confront. A truth so immense, so absolute, so unsettling that humanity buried it under myths, symbols, and metaphors. You were taught to believe that time unfolds in a straight line, as predictable as the ticking of a clock, as innocent as the moving shadows on a wall. Yet your life has always whispered otherwise. There are moments when events seem rehearsed, when choices feel pre-decided, when déjà vu wraps around you like the echo of something already lived. Imagine your existence as a house with 3 floors. You only see the middle level, the present. Below it lies the basement, the past, heavy with memory and consequence. Above it lies the attic, the future, where lightning-fast versions of you walk ahead, test paths, collapse possibilities, and return to whisper what they discovered. You never see these versions, but you feel them. Every instinct, every sudden certainty, every inexplicable pull toward or away from something comes from that hidden upper floor. Jean-Pierre Garnier Malet gave this forgotten structure a name: the law of time. Modern physics provided the scaffolding: relativity, proper time, layered timelines moving at different speeds. And the Bible encoded it in a single declaration, spoken not as poetry, but as truth. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, occupying the same eternal moment. What if your future is not a destination, but a force pressing into your present? What if your present is not a neutral stage, but a choice extracted from thousands of futures your double has already walked through? And what if intuition, synchronicity, and destiny are not mysteries, but messages from the part of you that already knows the outcome? Tonight, you will not learn about time. You will meet the architecture that has always shaped your life. Time is not a river. It is a structure. The human mind insists on imagining it as flowing water. But water flows in one direction, while time is everywhere at once. Our perception of time is not universal. It is personal. It is subjective. It is the slowest expression of a phenomenon that unfolds across multiple speeds simultaneously. And the reason this matters is because your deepest fears, your most powerful intuitions, and your strangest experiences are not psychological illusions. They are interactions between different layers of yourself living in different densities of time. Jean-Pierre Garnier Malet proposed a premise that initially sounds impossible until you realize physics has been hinting at the same thing for over a century. Every being exists in at least two timelines at once. One timeline is slow and perceptible, the timeline you call your life. The other is fast, accelerated, imperceptible, the timeline where your double moves ahead of you, scouting out potential futures in a fraction of a second. Without this dual existence, your body would not know how to anticipate danger, heal itself, recognize opportunities, or avoid catastrophes. The double is not optional, it is necessary. Einstein's relativity opened the crack that makes this idea scientifically viable. A clock at high speed ages differently than a clock at rest. A human traveling near the speed of light would return decades younger than the people who waited. Time is not fixed. It stretches and compresses. It bends. It thickens. It thins. And if existence allows different speeds of time, then consciousness must adapt to those speeds. If it didn't, the organism could not survive. Something must anticipate the future faster than the physical body can process it. This is where the law of time rewrites everything. You are not one observer, you are two. One moves through slow time and experiences physical life. The other moves through fast time and explores futures before you live them. And just as the Bible described a being who is simultaneously the beginning and the end, you too exist in multiple phases simultaneously. Your future self is not metaphor. It is an active participant in your survival. When you feel sudden dread walking down a street, that sensation is a message from a version of you who has already walked 20 steps ahead in the accelerated layer. When you feel inexplicably drawn to a decision, that pull is not emotion, it is communication. Your double has seen the outcomes and is nudging you toward the timeline that preserves your coherence. Intuition becomes the bridge between the two layers of time, and fear becomes the alarm system that signals when a dangerous future has been detected. Most humans are deaf to these signals because they try to reason their way through futures they cannot see. They believe the future is empty until they fill it. They believe destiny is built rather than selected. They believe intuition is random. They believe fear is irrational. But beneath these misconceptions lies a mechanism older than civilization.
Your double is constantly collapsing futures and handing you the safest or most coherent one. And your emotions are the only way you can hear the results. This is why Garnier insisted that doubt is not a psychological issue. Doubt is a mechanism that destroys good futures. When you doubt, you force your double to explore new timelines based on that doubt. You create the very outcome you feared. The Bible described this paradox with theological language. According to your faith, be it unto you. Science frames it differently. Expectation shapes observation. An expectation is a form of pre-selection. Your double moves in the high-speed layer, selecting from thousands of potential outcomes. Your conscious mind moves in the slow layer, updating the one outcome that collapses into visibility. Between these two movements exists the present, a meeting point, a fragile crossing of two speeds, the seam where the future touches the physical world. Every intuition is the arrival of a future. Every mistake is the misinterpretation of a signal. Every breakthrough is the sudden alignment of two timelines. Every regret is the update of a potential the double attempted to correct, but the conscious mind resisted. When your emotions are chaotic, futures become chaotic. When your thoughts spiral, timelines fragment. When your mind tries to control outcomes, instead of asking for guidance, your double becomes overwhelmed with possibilities. And overwhelmed futures lead to overwhelmed lives. This is why Garnier emphasized the night. Night is not simply rest, it is the only period during which the bridge between slow time and fast time fully opens. During REM sleep, the physical body is paralyzed, not for safety, but for synchronization. The mind releases its grip, allowing the double to enter the physical organism and update it. The dreams you remember are not random. They are the noise of a far deeper operation. Your double is editing, sorting, discarding, selecting. It is reorganizing the architecture of your future and stitching it into your present. You do not need to understand how it works. You only need to understand that it does work, whether you cooperate or not. You are always creating futures you do not want if you go to sleep with worry, fear, resentment, or mental noise. These states pull dangerous timelines into the dream corridor, making your double work with contaminated material. And the result is predictable: anxiety, depression, impulsive decisions, disease, emotional volatility, disconnection from purpose. But when you fall asleep in the right state, neutral, receptive, trusting, the double has the freedom to update your life with the best potential available. You awaken aligned, calm, clear, guided. Problems seem smaller, decisions feel simpler, and life rearranges itself in ways you could not have predicted. This is not mysticism, it is mechanics. Just as a computer updates its system overnight, your consciousness updates its timeline through the double. And the Bible's language echoes this mechanism. He who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The unseen part of you never rests, never stops, never ceases scanning the future for danger or opportunity. When you stop fighting your future stops fighting you. Every synchronicity you experience is not coincidence. It is evidence that your double successfully compressed a timeline and delivered the best version of it to your present. The right person appears, the right message arrives, the right opportunity unfolds. These are not miracles, they are confirmations. And when the wrong things happen, it is not punishment, it is signal. It is the physical result of futures you created inadvertently through fear, doubt, or unresolved conflicts. The double cannot override your free will. It can only select from the futures you generate. If your thoughts are destructive, the double must work with destructive material. If your intentions are incoherent, the double is forced into incoherent futures. This is the true meaning of responsibility. Not moral responsibility, temporal responsibility. You are accountable for the futures you create because your double must navigate them. And if it cannot find a coherent path, the organism suffers. Yet the moment you realign, the moment you quiet your mind, the moment you fall asleep without forcing outcomes, the moment you release control, everything recalibrates. A single night can reorganize a collapsing life. A single request, not a demand, can open the correct layer of time. A single shift in expectation can collapse an entirely different future. The double does not need rituals or worship. It needs space. It needs silence. It needs trust. It needs you to stop contaminating the dream corridor with the debris of your unresolved fears. It needs you to stop trying to be the alpha and omega of your own life. That role belongs to consciousness itself, to the creator in biblical language, to the architect of space-time in scientific language. Your task is not to dominate time. Your task is to listen to the part of you that already knows what time contains. And when you finally understand that the future is not ahead of you, but inside you, your entire relationship with existence changes. You move differently. You think differently. You fear differently. You stop forcing outcomes and start aligning with the timeline already chosen for your survival. You begin to see life as a negotiation between two selves across two layers of time. And you begin to understand that guidance is not rare, it is constant. Intuition becomes language, emotion becomes signal, synchronicity becomes conversation, and destiny becomes collaboration.
This is why the declaration, "I am the Alpha and the Omega," is not about power. It is about structure. Beginning and end coexist. And because they coexist, your life is not a journey into the unknown. It is a journey into the already written. Not written by fate, but selected by the double that moves ahead of you. You are not walking into the future. You're walking toward the version of yourself that has already been there. The moment you understand this, fear dissolves, anxiety dissolves, uncertainty dissolves. You stop worrying about what will happen and begin paying attention to what is already happening behind the veil of perception. Your life becomes quieter. Your decisions become cleaner. Your path becomes visible in ways words cannot describe. And then one final realization dawns. You were never trying to reach the future. You were trying to remember it. Because the future, your future, has already happened. And now you are finally ready to receive it.